Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Friday, February the 26th market update. On the economic front, GDP came in a little better than expected at 5.9%. Forecast was for 5.7%. Consumer sentiment was basically in line at 73.6, and existing home sales fell 7.2% for an annualized rate of 5.05 million. The forecast for the annualized rate was more around 5.5 million, so that was definitely weaker, but it didn't affect XHB, the ETF, that much, the home builder ETF, because it actually closed positive on the day, so it didn't seem to be that big of a reaction. I guess the bad weather this time of the year is typically home sales go down anyway. So see, on deck for Monday, we're going to have the personal income and outlays, we'll have construction spending, and we'll get the ISM manufacturing index number. The dollar was down today. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. Light sweet crude futures were up another. Not another. It was down yesterday. Up $1.49 to settle at 79.66 a barrel. Let's take a look at the dollar. So the dollar, it's pulled back again. We're still hanging around right here. The dollar is, of course, way above the 50, 30. It's been hasn't been really strong or weak. It's just kind of been bouncing back and forth, but the pullback definitely helped us some today. Look at the FXE, the euro. Euro, we'll keep see if it's trying to bottom down here. I'm not, it's kind of early to tell that, but it definitely pulled back off its highs today. But that kind of seemed to bode well for the market if the euro is positive. So let's go look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude. Can't really tell much here. We're still around that resistance area of 80. We need to print 81, and then that'll kind of put us right over the top of that downtrend line. So oil's been hanging in there pretty tough lately. Let's take a look at the Dow. So the Dow closed up 4 points to 10,325. S&P closed up 1 point to 1,104. The Nasdaq closed up 4 points to 2238, and the Russell closed down 2 points to 628. So the Nasdaq had the largest percent gain, up 0.18%, and the Russell was the weakest, obviously, because it was down by 0.3%. So if you're looking at the Dow, we're in this kind of flag pattern. I mean, we're in this channel. It seems like there seems like there's a lean for us to break out of the channel, but I'm not sure of that yet. But obviously, you can see here it's like a flag. I'm just not sure. The MACD's kind of lower. I'm not sure which direction we're headed. They don't seem to want to sell the market off here, but that'll remain to be seen. Let's go look at the SPX. The volume was pretty light again today, and I know the SPX chart's ugly because I've been looking at it on a different time frame. So if you look at here, I'm looking at the 60-minute chart on the S&P 500. So we come down here and we're in here and we bounced around, and we were in this like a rising wedge pattern, right? On the looking at the gold lines is what I'm looking at, that one and this one. So this is where we went up here and bounced, and then here we had that breakdown out of this. These are I'm using closing prices for this for the gold lines. I'm using the okay. So now we're right back up here, from the uptrend line where we actually broke down from. Plus, and we've got this. So around this 1,106 seems to be a definitely here area of resistance. So, we've got kind of a shoulder here, and we've got a head. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be an inverted head and shoulders or not, but if that's the case, we're gonna we need to come back down here. That we won't break out Monday. We'll come back down here. So that'll remain to be seen. But so we do have definitely some resistance here. And of course, if we can break through that, then I would think we'd get back up closer to the 1,115 area, back up here where we had hit resistance again. I mean, we've hit it here, 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 and I assume we're going to hit some up here. So it's just something to watch. So all the indices are Well, we kind of have a mixed bag going on right now. The Russell and the Nasdaq, as of today, the Nasdaq's back over its 50. So the Russell and the Nasdaq are over their 50-day moving average, and the S&P and the Dow are not above their 50-day moving average. So let's take a look at the XLF, and it's doing pretty well. We don't have tons of volume, but it's kind of peaked its head above the downtrend line, and financials have JP Morgan did real well today, but the rest of them, Bank of America was all right. They're kind of just up 11 cents, 0.66. JP Morgan was definitely better. And so hopefully some of you caught this breakout today on JP Morgan. Let's go look at the McClellan oscillator, see where we're at now. So we're still, we haven't had much movement, so we're still hanging out. We definitely aren't real overbought. We're just, we're fine actually. We could go either direction from here. Not really telling us a whole lot. Let's look at the VIX volatility index. We're kind of in this channel down. We've been in this channel down. But it keeps trying to catch its fall here. It was down another 3%, back in the teens again. One of the things I noticed, this goes back to October. Every time on my particular MACD that I'm using, every time we hit here, we have a huge gap, up in the VIX. Here, gapped. We touched here, we gapped. And, we haven't got down there yet. But I assume, history repeats itself. When we get down to near this minus, 2.5 area, that we're going to have another down day, and VIX will gap back up, but we're not there yet, so something else we'll be watching. Let's go over and look at the point and figure for gold, which we've been kind of checking out here from time to time. So the gold's it's definitely it's on a buy signal. It's got a bullish price objective of 1,300. And this is the gold continuous contract end of day numbers. So we're right here. Looks good. I'm pretty bullish on gold right now. I think it looks fine. Let's take a look at silver. I can't really tell a lot about. Whoops, that's not it. So I get to re-put it in there, huh? Silver is still on a sell signal. It's got a bearish project. Doesn't mean it's going to get there. So it's kind of hanging out here. It had this breakdown from the uptrend line on silver. Silver was definitely been weaker, and I really can't tell which direction it's headed from this chart. And what in the heck happened? Let's look at copper. Yeah, copper, it's on a buy signal, has a price objective of 444, which would be $4.44. So, we're right around here. We were on this big, it was on fire there for a while. We pulled back, and again, it looks fine. I can't really tell which direction we're going from here. If you look at here, we've definitely, we made a little bit higher low here on the SLV, and now we're kind of back up at resistance again. Gold is actually looks a little better. It's had more volume coming in it, and the gold's actually, GLD is actually above its 50 right now. It's above the 58 moving average. So let's go look at the sectors. So 14 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The gold index had the larger percent gain, up 0.95%. The utility index was the weakest, down 0.6%. So, of course, there's no chart watch on Fridays. I will post my weekly watch list Sunday evening. Let's take a quick look at the point and figures for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. The Nasdaq went on the sell signal, and Dow and S&P are both still on a buy signal. So if we, I mentioned when we looked at the Nasdaq that even though it was on a sell signal, it was only by one box, was unusual. So if we can print 2,250, we'll take out this prior column of X's. We'll go back on a buy signal on Nasdaq, which we're almost there, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend.